What would you do if you found yourself in a megalopolis where your main enemy is the sun, which will scorn all life? Step out into the sun and agony awaits, inevitably incineration your skin. A megalopolis where the fair remaining survivors still try to lead normal life. Morning follows sunset and so on, and maintaining peace becomes incredibly difficult. You can't trust anyone without verification because you could be killed. And the main question is, what is reality in this insane world? Today we will discuss a game. No, I'm not a human. A rather dark and interesting project. So you are alone in your house, and every night people come to you. You have the choice of letting them or kicking them out and sending them packing. But you safe if you let someone in? No, the game will feature guests who will kill you so-called unwilling neighbors. What are guests? According to the game explanation, they are hostile creatures that disguise themselves to ordinary visitors. These visitors may be invisible to you at first glance and appear completely normal, but fortunately or no, in the game they can be identified by following characteristics: perfect teeth or bleeding gums, dirty nails or irritated skin, red eyes, arms with fungus or complete hair loss, blurry photos, bugs in the ears. To 100% determine where you guessed as a guest, one sign alone isn't enough. You need to be convinced of several characteristics of the guests at once to recognize them as such. Do you think guests are only problem in the world? If so, you're deeply mistaken. Sometimes at night a pale man will come to you who clearly means you no good. Do you think that if you are a good boy and follow all rules of the emergency situation committee, everything will be fine? No. As some of your guests say, these people are clearly not in the mood for anything good. As taxi driver comments make clear, he wanted to take the guests in the organization, but something was clearly not going according to plan, and running away was the best decision. So I ran away. No, I can't even go home, you know? I'm sure those vile bastards are really inviting me home. Yeah, I probably made a mistake when I went to FEMA. I should have to know they'd try to take me too. I thought they'd just take the passenger and leave me alone, but instead they took the car and almost killed me. Furthermore, man in hazmat, a man in famous suit, claim he is no longer with them because he experienced some disillusionment in his work. That's a good question. Right now I just feel lost. I had a job, so things will be fine. There came disappointment. I ended up doing nothing like what they promised. I mean programming, by the way, writing on, you know. What other organization or companies do we have? Well, we don't have much of choice, or rather none at all. For rest, a food company delivery service, CR channel, local TV station, this cult, so what, are there such people there? Yes, they are. Essentially, they are just occultists, little we know about them, but the little information we do have tell us that they worship death itself, they follow an obscure diet, they may be reconnected to guests, and perhaps you will ask me if we have anyone we can trust, and the answer, oddly enough, is no. One guest allowed into the house a big problem. As you understand, in this world, people don't show themselves in a very good light. So let's break down the gameplay of this game. We wake up and meet our neighbor, who explains that wherever we like it or not, we must let inside people. We need to avoid being alone due to the monsters around us. He gives us a beer, a consumable we can use if we want to skip a day. It drains our energy to zero. He says we need to check people for sign of a guest and leave. We gradually learn a sign of a guest from a TV report. Let me tell you right away that the sign of a guest are essentially simple human traits like red untied eyes or white teeth. That's why it's important to check one person for several sites at once. We can kill a tenant in our building if they turn to be a guest, as leaving them alive and dangerous. Some of the people who came to you may give you a report to the emergency situation committee, Buckley, which you can give to suspicion tenant who must report to the emergency situation committee. There are also consumables you can use. Each consumable has a debuff, as you can gain an appearance trait similar to guests, so use them carefully. You also have different endings in that game, and the player's actions in game directly affect them. Let's try and see them all. There are 10 endings in the game, and I can tell they happy ends. Well, first ending, the Child of Doom. Let the sedative woman enter the house. When interacting with her, always pick the kindest and more non-confrontational dialogue options. On the first day after her arrival, she will meet an inevitable death. The player must then interact with the curtains in the bedroom and search the house to locate the fetus, which can be found in 2 different spots inside. The following night, the child will be seen drinking dog milk. Observing this 10 and we trigger cutscene. The end. On the 13th day of the month before boarding up on the windows, on day 14th, the player must ensure that only humans besides the catcher girl remains inside the house. If the player is completely alone, the same endings will occur. Well, for third endings almost the same, but with one but. On the 13th day of the month before boarding up the windows on day 14th, the player needs to keep at least the one visitor inside the house. Fourth endings call May Death Clean Us of Her Sins. Keep all the Death Cult peons inside the house until the Death Cult leader makes their second visit. During this time, the player must not kill them personally, allow them to be killed by a visitor during the night, or let them be taken away by FEMA. If these conditions are fulfilled, the Discord leader will offer the protagonist the chance to join their ranks and become one of the worshippers of death. Accepting will trigger the ending cutscene. Fifth endings. Welcome to FEMA. Call FEMA 3 times throughout the run, starting from the moment the FEMA phone number is displayed on television. Once you have FEMA notes, hand 2 of them to any of guests. Always choose the most complaint options when talking to the FEMA agent, including asking if you should pack when you first get approached and ask if you should get a hazmat suit when given the option. Don't question their moves or intentions, and eventually you will make up in the night. Being unable to check the windows upon looking through the peephole, the agents say you're shown initiative and offers you a job in a FEMA. 6 engines. Yes, I'm alone. Let the intruder enter the by telling him the protagonist is alone in the house. Alternatively, have no one in your house when he knocks on your door, or have 2 or more visitors or no humans in the house after the 9th day when he knocks. Yes, I'm a murderer. Kill a large number of humans by shooting them with a gun. The easiest way to get rid of group of cultists once an out have been eliminated prosthetic man will appear in your door to announce that your fate is invincible. After his visit, the ending cutscene will be triggered. Shroom of Doom. For this ending, the cat lady must be allowed into the house when she knocks on the fourth night at the month. As the section unlocks access to the basement, this will allow the mushroom eater to place his visit, during which the protagonist receives a page from the Book of Smiles, containing clues on how to unlock this engine. The player must pick the mushroom that grows in the basement, place it in the fridge and eat it. The following day, an apple will appear on the shelf in the half room, next to the protagonist's childhood toy, Toto. Interacting with them, it automatically triggers the protagonist eat it. On the third day, a clock will appear above the bed in the bedroom. Clicking on it will set the time to midnight. That night, the mushroom eater will return to confirm the protagonist on the right track, and on his follow visit, he will invite the protagonist to accompany him on journey to Mushroom Land. Accepting his offer will trigger the cutscene. Embrace the inevitable. This ending requires completely at all protagonist prospheric man's quests. After you let the cat lady and her cat in, he returns on the 5th night, intruding you not to test anyone for 2 days if you refrain from checking both yourself and others on the 6th and 7th day. The most efficient choice. He will repair and instruct you to dig in your basement, digging 3 times, either across the 3 different days or drawn at once with energy restoring items. Will reveal hard entrance to a tunnel beneath the protagonist's house. Inside, a miner warns you away from the hole, but the prosthetic man soon reappears, urging you to jump in. The day after his third visit, an air tunnel pass open to the hole. Jumping into it triggers the final cutscene. Wrath of Vigilante. When the Vigilante passes by the protagonist's house for the second time, he will demand to check for sign of visitor filtration. To unlock the scene, you must fail one of his tests, either during the 10th or 12th night of the month. The player must select which part of his body to show him. These hands, eyes, limbs, ears not matter, or an aura camera photo. Choosing the wrong opinion will cause the Vigilante to point his gun at the protagonist, and this over game and start cutscene. As we can see from the above, there are no good endings in the game. Either we will fall victim to monsters from the dark, or the main characters go crazy. There are no good endings. This is the reality of the dark world of No, I Am Not a Human. If you get tired of it, you will like it. Please, like and subscribe. Happy Halloween, and remember, you must be not alone at home. Какой же мы можем сделать вывод касательно этого сумасшедшего и безумного мира игры No, I'm Not a Human? Мы можем сделать вывод, что кто-то пытается сохранить еще предыдущие устои общества и опираться на законы. Кто-то пытается работать доставщиком и, в принципе, выполнять свою работу, как будто мир вообще не изменился. А кто-то сходит с ума и начинает творить просто жесть. Что ж, единственное, что я хочу вам пожелать, это удачи в этой игре, проверяйте всех на признаки гостей и счастливого Хэллоуина. И помните, не все, что выглядит как человек, им является.